Hey guys, I'm Aussie Villain, and welcome back to our quest to discover the best team in the history of Major League Baseball. Today, we are with the Boston Red Sox to find who they are going to put forward to face the rest of baseball. And we had four teams that were up as the best teams in Red Sox history. So we had two semifinals. So let's find out who we're going to see play today. The first semifinal was the 1903 Americans, as it turns out, not the Red Sox, but still from Boston, versus the 1915 Red Sox. Let's see how that one played out. The 1983 Boston Americans, we had Freddie Parent leading off at shortstop. It was Chick Stahl batting second in center field. Jimmy Collins batted third at third. Buck Freeman cleaned up at right field. It was Hobe Ferris batting five at second base. Patsy Doherty, he was in left field batting six. Candy LaChance, what a name, batted seven at first base. Lou Krieger caught at eight. And Cy Young, yes, that one, he was the pitcher on the mound. And then your 1915 Boston Red Sox had Harry Hooper leading off in right field. Larry Gardner at third base batted second. Tris Speaker in center field batted third. Duffy Lewis cleaned up in left field. Dick Hoblitzel at first base batted five. Jack Barry batted six at second base. It was Pinch Thomas at catcher batting seven. Everett Scott shortstopped at eight. And Babe Ruth, the one and only, he was the pitcher. And let's see what he can do with the bat as well. I hear he's quite good. 1 on, 1 out, and Parent's RBI single gives it a 1-0 lead to the Americans. 1 on, 2 out, and Collins' RBI single makes it 2-0. One on, 1 out, and Freeman's RBI double makes it 3-0 to the 1903 Americans. 2 on, 1 out, and Freeman's 2 RBI triple makes it 5-0. Two on, 2 out, and Candy LaChance RBI single makes it 6-0. 1 on, 1 out, and Thomas's RBI triple makes it 6-1. 2 on, 1 out, Ernie Shaw on the mound, and Parent's RBI single makes it 7-1 to the Americans. 2 on, 1 out, and Stahl's RBI single makes it 8-1. 2 on, 2 out, Freeman and an error score 2 to make it 10-1. 2 on, 2 out, Hoblitzel's RBI single makes it 10-2. 1 on, 1 out, and Cy Young gets a double play to complete a complete game. So Cy Young with a masterclass there, and just proved too good, didn't they? The 1903 Red Sox, or Americans as they, I guess, are known. So that put us on to the second semi-final. Who would be facing them in the final? Who are we going to see play today? Is it the 2004 Red Sox or the 2018 Red Sox? Let's go find out. So the 04 Red Sox were led off by Johnny Damon in center field. Trot Nixon batted second in right field. Manny Ramirez in left field batted third. Then we had Ortiz cleaning up at first base. Veritek catching at 5. Youkilis batting 6 at third base. Cabrera shortstopping at 7. Then we had Pookie Reese second base at 8. Pedro Martinez on the mound. And for the 2018 Red Sox, it was Benintendi leading off in center field. Rafael Devers batted second at third. J.D. Martinez in left field batted 3. Mookie Betts in right field batted 4. Mitch Moreland at first base batted 5. Xander Bogaerts at shortstop batted 6. Ian Kinsler, the second baseman, batted 7. Christian Vazquez was the catcher at 8. And Chris Sale was the man on the mound. 2 on, 1 out, and Ortiz's sac fly gives the 04 Red Sox the lead. 1 on, 1 out, and Pookie Reese hits a 2-run home run to extend the lead to 3. None on, none out, and Mustafa Betts hits a solo home run. 1 on, 1 out, and Devers' RBI single cuts the lead to 1. Two on, 2 out, and Bogarts' 2 RBI double gives the 2018 Red Sox a 4-3 lead. One on, 2 out, Mike Timlin on the mound, and Kinsler's RBI single extends the lead to 2. Two on, 2 out, and Dave Ortiz hits a 3-run home run to put the 0-4 Red Sox back ahead. One on, 2 out, David Price on the mound, and Johnny Damon's RBI single extends that lead to 2. None on, none out, Craig Kimbrell on the mound, and Ramirez home run makes it 8-5. None on, 2 out, and Keith Falk strikes out Moreland to win the game and send the 0-4 Red Sox to the final. So a cracking game of baseball, I've got to say. That was really, really enjoyable to watch, but it was 2004 that won out in the end. Just too much power, and it sets up a really interesting battle now between essentially Cy Young and his arm versus the bats of the 2004 Red Sox. So these are the squads, or the rosters, I should say. Now you will notice the 1903 roster is so much smaller, and I'm assuming that's just how it was, back in those days. So let's go and check these lineups. So these are the full rosters of both teams. So I'll leave it here so you can have a bit of a scroll up and a look if you want. I've got to say there are some cracking names in the 1903 Boston side. Absolutely love that. And yeah, you can see the 2004 roster there as well with I'm assuming their season numbers for that particular season. So that's there. If you want to have a bit of a longer look, but let's get to this. Who's going to be the greatest Boston team ever? Alright, so these are the lineups. So for the 1903 Americans, it is Patsy Doherty leading them off in left field, Chick Stahl in center field bats second, then Jimmy Collins bats third. At third, Buck Freeman in right field, he bats clean out. Then we've got Freddie Parent at 5 and shortstop. Hobe Ferris bats 6 at second base. Candy LaChance, it honestly is the greatest. It's a stripper name. It's brilliant. Like I just love some of the old school names. So he's batting 7 at first base. Then we've got Lou Krieger, the catcher, at 8. Cy Young is the pitcher. And for the 04 Red Sox, it is Donnie Damon leading off in center field. Trot Nixon in right field bats 2. Ramirez in left field bats 3. Ortiz, Big Puppy, cleans up at first base. Veritek catches at 5. Then we've got Euclides. No idea. That's one of those names that I'm just not going to be able to say. But he bats 6 at third base. Cabrera at shortstop bats 7. Pokey Reese at second base bats 8. And Kurt Schilling is the man on the mound. That is not who started their semifinal. So that's interesting that there's been a change. There's been a change up there. But the matchup suggests that the Boston's Americans might go through. And I've got to say, they were very convincing against the 1915 Red Sox. So this is going to be a very interesting game. Real clash of cultures, isn't it? So let's get to this. So it'll be Doherty to lead off the game. Schilling is on the mound. And of course, the winner of this one will go on to face the rest of all the other franchises for the best team in baseball. We start with a full count up the middle, and it is through. So Doherty with a leadoff single. One thing I did notice, in their game against the 1915 Red Sox is that their base runners are really quick. They're all really good base runners. So that's going to be if they don't have much power, but if they do get on base, they're excellent base runners. And that could be a double play. It is. So Kurt Schilling gets out of the first inning without giving anything away. So let's see what the power hitters can do versus Cy Young. Johnny Damon will lead us off. It is a 2-0 pitch. And that is into right field, where he will be caught for 1 away. Yeah, I mean, Cy Young, a complete game in the semi-final and just never really looked particularly troubled, as Trot Nixon will come in now, an 0-2 pitch on him. And that is 2 away. I mean, you expect him to be quite good. And I've got to say, early days, this I know, but I think I've got to put these 03 Boston Americans as my favourite early doors to win, just purely on the back of Cy Young. But yeah, well, I mean, it's going to be, as I said, really interesting to see how he goes against what is essentially a big power lineup in the 04 Red Sox, and that is ultimately what won them the game against the 2018 ones. Is they just had too much power and just kept getting the big hit when they needed it. As that is a ground out there for Buck Freeman for 1 away. It'll bring up Freddie Parent, who had a good game in the semi-final. It's a 1-0 pitch, 1 out, no one on, and a ground ball to the shortstop, and that'll be out at first for 2 away. And it'll bring up Hobe Ferris, an 0-2 pitch on him. And that will be caught in center field, I would imagine. Johnny Damon is there. And that is the end of that. Johnny Damon, he went to the Yankees after this, right? I remember him playing for the Yankees, but I'm pretty sure it was after he was a Red Sox, which obviously, it doesn't matter which way you do it, it's controversial, but I'm sure I remember him at being at the Yankees. As Veritek gets a leadoff single. So, let's see if we can work on that now. You kill us. A 3-1. So, Cy Young has given up back-to-back base runners. And this is the first chance of the game with 2 out and none on. Cabrera steps into the plate. Oh, the batter's box, I should say. A 2-2 pitch. And that is going to be caught out there in right field. So that'll be 1 away. Everybody goes back to where they came from. And Pokey Reese now. And a 1-2 pitch on him. And Pokey Reese into right field. But that's going to get caught as well. Will it advance to runner to third? No. And this is kind of what Cy Young was doing in the other game too. The semi-final. He's got Curt Schilling up now. One thing I have done, just as a standard rule, is we're not having pinch hitters. I feel like that's one way that we can kind of, because we are using the modern era sort of game tactics, one way that we can kind of even things up and maybe swing things back to older teams is by making the pitchers bat. So that's what we're doing. If you're wondering why the pitchers are batting, of course, back in the, I mean, also this is American League, isn't it? So the pitchers wouldn't have bat. But I just think it's easier if the whole way through we have sort of consistent rules for everybody. That way, when we come to the knockout, then it is going to be at least be consistent. So 2 out and none on for Cy Young, who actually doesn't look like he's a bad batter, certainly based off those attributes. A 2-2 pitch though, with no one on and 2 out, and Cy Young has hit it deep into right field, and it's gone. Well, Cy Young. Not just a pitcher, he's gone and hit a home run as well to give the 1903 Boston Americans a 1-0 lead. Well, that is a turn-up. Doherty now comes in. A full count on him. And he draws a walk. So 1 on, 2 out for Chick Stahl, who is 0 for 1 today. Another full count. And another walk. Curt Schilling, is he rattled here, I wonder? Jimmy Collins comes in. He's 0 for 1 today. It's a 1-1 pitch. And that is into right field. It should be caught. Not sure who's out there. Is it Ramirez? Nixon makes the catch. And that is the end of that. But 1903 are out to a lead. Johnny Damon will lead off the bottom of the third. A 1-1 pitch. He grounds it to the shortstop. And Freddie Parent gets the out there for 1 away. In comes Trot Nixon. 0 for 1. A first pitch swing. And Nixon hits it into center field, but that's going to be caught. That's going to be 2 away. And it'll bring up Manny Ramirez, who is 1 for 1. It's a 2-2 pitch. And Manny Ramirez grounds it to the first baseman, who throws it at the base. And basically, we've got a man at first. And it looks like it was not a good throw, so he's there on an error. David Ortiz comes in 0 for 1. What can Big Papi do? First pitch swing. He has hit it well. He's hit it hard. And he's found the grass in center field. Now, will that tie the game? The throw is coming in. Ramirez is rounding third. And he's going to get there. So Manny Ramirez scores on a David Ortiz RBI double. Ortiz himself finds himself at third. And Jason Veritek now, who's 1 for 1, with a chance to give who are they? 2004. As David Ortiz goes home on a wild pitch. And Cy Young giveth the lead. Cy Young take it away. So a 1-2 pitch now. And that is a ground ball. And that is over to first. And that'll end the third. But we have the 2004 Red Sox 2-1 up. Schilling to face Freeman, who's 0 for 1 today. It's a 1-1 pitch. And that is well hit. Is it well hit enough? Oh, it's a really good catch out there. Trot Nixon. 1 away. Freddie Parent now, who is 0 for 1. It's a 1-2 pitch. And Freddie Parent was nowhere near that. So that's 2 away, and it's Hope Ferris now, who is 0 for 1. It's a first pitch swing. Ferris gets a good piece of it into right field, so a 2-out single. And it'll bring up Candy LaChance, who is 0 for 1. First pitch. LaChance to first base. Easy play. And that'll do it for the top of the 4th. Alright. It is Euclid coming in. He is 0 for today. It's a 3-0 pitch. And it is a 4-pitch walk. Young to Cabrera now, who is 0 for 1. It's a 1-0. And it is possibly a double play ball. No, third base just gets the out at first. So runner at second with 1 away for Pokey Reese to come up to the plate. He is 0 for 1. It's a 2-2 pitch. And that is a little dribbler that is going to get him to first, I think. Or is it? No, he's out. So 2 down with a runner at second for Kurt Schilling, who is 0 for 1. It's a first pitch swing. Kurt Schilling. He's absolutely crushed that, hasn't he? Kurt Schilling. Oh, it's huge. So it's the pitchers that are doing the damage. Kurt Schilling with a 2-run home run. And Cy Young is getting pounded around a little bit. It's 4-1. And it is Johnny Damon coming up to the plate now. It's an 0-1 pitch. And that should be that. And the 1903 Boston Americans have work to do in the top of the 5th. They are 4-1 down now, only with 3 hits. And Krieger to the plate, who is 0 for 1. It is a 2-1 pitch. And he has popped it up into left field. And that'll be caught by Manny Ramirez. I think he's left field, isn't he? Yes, he is. And that is 1 away. Cy Young to the plate. Hit a home run, of course, last time up. It's a 1-0 pitch. And he's done it again. Cy Young has hit 2 home runs. It is 4-2. And, well, he and Kurt Schilling are just leading the way with the bat. Never mind with the ball. So each pitcher has 2 RBIs. It's 4-2 to the 2004 Red Sox. And Patsy Doherty will come in now. 1 for 1 today. First pitch swing. And he's hit that well, and that is going to leave as well. Back-to-back for the 1903 Americans. And suddenly it is 4-3. 494 feet. That is the biggest hit we've seen in a long, long time. That shouldn't be coming from a player of 1903 era. Chick Stahl now comes in. He's 0 for 1. It's a 2-2 pitch. And Chick Stahl is going to be caught in left field. So that'll be 2 away. And it'll bring up Jimmy Collins, who is 0 for 2. It's a 2-2 pitch. And there's a ground ball to the shortstop. Cabrera over to Big Puppy. And that'll do it for the top of the 5th. But it's 4-3. It's another great game of baseball. And Trot Nixon leads us off. He is 0 for 2 to face Cy Young. A 1-0. And that is well hit into left field. Oh, but the defense out there is spectacular. And Doherty, after hitting a home run, makes a sensational catch as well. Manny Ramirez comes in. He's 1 for 2. It's a 2-2 pitch. Manny Ramirez strikes out. Nowhere near that. So that's 2 down. And it brings up David Ortiz. He is 1 for 2. Has an RBI already. It's a 2-1 pitch. He did hit a home run in the semi-final. And that is past the first baseman into right field for a 2-out single. So, 2 out, 1 on, and it's Jason Veritek who's 1 for 2. Full count. And that is hit into center field. It is not going to be caught. And Ortiz goes for third. He will stop there. So, runners at the corners, 2 away. Cy Young will pitch to Euclid, who is 0 for 0. He must have walked twice. It's an 0-2 pitch. Oh, and it's a strikeout from Cy Young. And that leaves them with 2 stranded. And still just a 1-run deficit. So Buck Freeman will lead off the Americans. He is 0 for 2. It's a 1-2 pitch. And it is a strikeout for 1 away. In comes Freddie Parent now, who's 0 for 2. It's another 1-2 pitch. And another strikeout. Kurt Schilling is, it's only his 4th, but he's got 2 in this inning. And it brings Hope Ferris up, who's 1 for 2. It's a full count. Can he strike out the side? No, but he will get the out in right field because it's going to be an easy catch for Nixon. And that'll do it for the top of the 6th. So it is still a 1-run ball game, and Cabrera will face Cy Young. Cabrera 0 for 2 today. First pitch swing. And there is a ground ball back to the pitcher, over to first, 1 away. In comes Pokey Reese, who is 0 for 2. It is a 2-2 pitch. And that is hit into left field. That is another stunning catch by Doherty out there. And it is 2 down now, and it is Kevin Miller coming into pinch hit. So that'll do it for Kurt Schilling. A 1-2 pitch. And that'll do it for the bottom of the 6th as well. So a 4th strikeout for Cy Young. We'll go to the top of the 7th, and it'll be Mike Timlin coming in to face Candy LaChance. Now, Mike Timlin did give up some runs in the semi-final. Let's see what he does here, as his first out is with his 2nd pitch. So 1 away. In comes Lou Krieger. He is 0 for 2. It's another 1-0. And Krieger into right field where he'll be caught. So that is 2 away now. And it'll bring up Cy Young again, who is 2 for 2 with 2 home runs. This time around he's got a 2-2 pitch. 2 out, no one on. Cy Young watches it, strikes out, ends the 7th. Top of the 7th anyway. Which means it is time to stretch. Alright, so welcome back. Johnny Damon will lead off the 04 Red Sox. Cy Young is still on the mound. I don't expect him to come off the mound, to be honest. And there's a strikeout, so that is 1 away. In comes Trot Nixon now, who's 0 for 3. This is a 3-0 pitch. So Nixon finds himself aboard. And it'll bring up Manny Ramirez now, who is 1 for 3. It is a 1-0 pitch. And that could be double play ball. There's 1. There is 2. It is a double play, and that will end the bottom of the 7th. So it is still a 1-run game. The 2004 Red Sox just edging it. And Mike Myers will come onto the mound now. He's going to face Patsy Doherty, who's had a cracking game. But there's a strikeout for 1 away to bring up Chick Stahl. He is 0 for 2 today. It's a 1-2 pitch. And another strikeout. So the top of the 8th is going very well for Myers. And Jimmy Collins comes in now. He is 0 for 3. It's a 1-0 pitch. Jimmy Collins, is that going to drop in? It is. It gets past the second baseman and a 1-out single. Collins is quick. Buck Freeman at the plate is 0 for 3. Can they get something going here? A 1-2 pitch. No, he's tied in a knot. And that'll do it for the top of the 8th. And the 1903 Americans will have to do it in the 9th if they're going to do it. And, well, Cy Young has left the mound. It is Bill Dineen maybe coming onto the mound for them. It's a 2-0 pitch. He's facing Ortiz. Ortiz gets it through the right side of the infield for a leadoff single. So will there be any insurance runs here? Jason Veritek, who is 2 for 3, to the plate. A 1-2 pitch. That is well hit into left center field. That is going to be off the green monster. And will it score Ortiz from first? You wouldn't think so. But with none out, there is now runners at 2nd and 3rd. And this could be the swan song of the 1903 Americans. Achilles will come in. It's a 1-2 pitch. He pops one up into right field. Is it deep enough to score Ortiz? Ortiz is not the quickest, and he stays at 3rd. So 1 away, runners at 2nd and 3rd now for Cabrera, who is 0 for 3. And they walk him to load the bases, get the force, and it's Pokey Reese coming in, who's 0 for 3. Can they get a double play ball? It's a 1-2 pitch. And that is into right field. That is very deep into right field. It is off the wall. But it might clear the bases. No, it's just a 2 RBI double, but it's 6-3. Well, that might be the 2004 Red Sox getting themselves into the next round here. It's Bill Mueller coming in to pinch hit for them now. A 1-2 pitch. He strikes out. So 2 down with runners at 2nd and 3rd. Can Johnny Damon, who's 0 for 4, get any more runs across the plate? He draws a walk to reload the bases. So it'll be Trot Nixon, who's 0 for 3. A 1-2 pitch. And that is through, and that will be the game, because that's going to be 8-3, and I would be very surprised if the 0-3 Americans do manage to score 5 runs in the ninth, but we could be wrong. And it'll be Tom Hughes now to face Manny Ramirez. It's a 1-0 pitch, 2 out, 2 on. It's straight up. And that'll do it for the 8th, but 4 runs have blown this game wide open, to be honest. And let's see what the 0-3 Americans can do. Alan Embry will be on the mound. He's going to face Freddie Parent, who is 0-3. It is a 1-1 pitch. And it is lined straight to the third baseman for 1 away. In comes Ferris. He is 1-3. It's a first pitch swing. Ferris sees something he likes. He's put it into deep right center field. Is it very deep? Is it deep enough? It is deep enough. And Ferris gets a home run in the ninth. So it is 8-4. 1 out. Still a long, long way back. But you never know. It is Candy LaChance. It is 0-3. It's a first pitch swing. LaChance grounds it straight to the shortstop. No worries. Oh, there is a worry. Cabrera. Was it a bad throw or was it a bad catch? Either way, it's a bad throw. And we have a runner at second. It's Lou Krieger to the plate. He is 0-3. It's a full count. And that is going to be out at first, you would suspect. That is now 2 down. And it is Tom Hughes coming in. He is their pitcher, isn't he? I think they only had 3 pitchers. They don't need him anymore because they have been beaten by the 2004 Red Sox 8-4. So Cy Young goes 2 home runs, 7 innings without giving up much, and still can't get his team across the line, unfortunately. So the 2004 Boston Red Sox will join, who won the Baltimore game? I can't remember now, but they'll get it added in. They will represent Boston in the in the bracket knockout draw. Next up, it is who is next up? Next up, it is the Yankees. So that's one for all you Boston fans to watch. We'll find out who is going to be representing the Yankees. That is going to be a complicated little playoff, you know, into Yankees to get to their final. But we'll get there eventually. And well, let me know who you think is going to win in the Yankees. Let me know how well you think the 2004 Red Sox will go. I've got to say, I thought the 0-3 Americans were a very, very good team. And they've beaten them, and they've beaten them well. I think I've got to put 2004 Boston in front right now. We'll see you next time. Take care.